Hello guys, it's the Unclear 99. Today's video is about life and why is it so painful. Life is painful, there's no denying it. No matter how carefully we plan or how hard we try to stay in control, there are always bad days waiting on the horizon, lurking just beyond what we can see. You can be walking through life on a high, thinking you've finally made it, finally figured it all out, and out of nowhere, something hits you like a storm you never saw coming. That's the thing about life. It doesn't ask permission before it changes. A phone call in the middle of the night, an unexpected betrayal, a financial collapse, a diagnosis, a goodbye you weren't ready to set. These moments come when we least expect them, and they hurt. Sometimes the pain doesn't announce itself with a bang but settles quietly into your bones, turning ordinary days into heavy burdens. And no matter who you are, rich or poor, young or old, wise or naive, none of us are immune. We will all experience loss, heartbreak, confusion, and regret. That's the cost of being alive. Life will test your patience. It will break your heart and then ask you to keep moving forward. It will give you people you can't live without and then take them away. It will force you to stand up after a fall, again and again, even when you feel like you have nothing left. And the hardest part is, you often don't get warnings. You don't get signs. You just wake up one day and everything's changed. That's reality. But while this truth may feel heavy, it is also strangely liberating, because knowing pain is coming means you can stop pretending you're supposed to have it all together. You can stop chasing perfection and start embracing resilience. Because pain might be guaranteed, but so is your ability to endure. You've made it through your worst days before, and you will again. Life is full of unexpected suffering, but it's also full of unexpected strength, and sometimes the most painful chapters give rise to the most powerful parts of who you become. So yes, life is painful and bad days are inevitable, but so is your ability to rise after them. Every scar is proof that you survived something you once thought would break you, and that's something to hold on to when the next storm comes. Life is undeniably filled with pain, and no matter how good things seem today, there are always bad days ahead, days that strike without warning, bringing loss, disappointment, failure, or heartache. Just when we think we have it figured out, life reminds us that we don't control everything. A job can be lost, a relationship can fall apart, our health can turn, or someone we love can be taken from us. These unexpected moments shake us, not just because of their impact, but because of their unpredictability. They expose our vulnerability and leave us questioning everything. But here's the truth. Pain is not an interruption of life. It is a part of life. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're human. And while we can't avoid suffering, we can choose how we respond to it. Mental preparation begins with acceptance. Understanding that hardship is not rare, it's inevitable. We build resilience not by pretending things are always fine, but by strengthening our mindset before the storms arrive. That means practicing gratitude in the good times, developing routines that ground us, surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us, and nurturing the inner voice that says, "I've been through worse and I can get through this too." It also means staying aware that even the darkest moments are temporary. Feelings pass, wounds heal, and new opportunities eventually rise from the ashes of old ones. Preparing mentally doesn't eliminate pain, but it allows us to face adversity with clarity instead of panic, courage instead of collapse, and hope instead of despair. Life will test you again and again, but those who endure are not those who escape hardship. They are the ones who face it with the quiet strength built over time, the kind you forge when you decide not to give up, even when everything in you wants to. Life is undeniably filled with pain, and even when things seem to be going well, there's always an underlying fear that something bad could happen at any moment. This fear isn't irrational, it's rooted in the reality that life is unpredictable and often harsh. We lose jobs, relationships crumble, health deteriorates, and tragedies strike without warning. The truth is, no one is exempt from suffering. It is part of the human experience. Pain doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're alive. What separates those who crumble from those who rise is not the absence of hardship, but the mindset they build to face it. When life throws its worst at you, mental preparation becomes your shield. You must accept that challenges will come, and instead of living in denial, you prepare your heart and mind for the fight. You learn to breathe through anxiety, to keep showing up when it's easier to quit, and to trust that no storm lasts forever. Strength isn't built in moments of peace. It's forged in struggle. You develop inner resilience by building habits of gratitude, by surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care, and by staying focused on what you can control even when chaos surrounds you. And perhaps most importantly, you remind yourself that this pain too shall pass, and you'll be stronger on the other side. Life doesn't promise comfort, it promises growth through discomfort. So when the hard days come, as they always do, let them shape you, not shatter you. Let them teach you who you really are and how unbreakable you can be. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable and often painful. The truth that many people eventually come to accept is that no matter how well things are going, there will always be difficult days ahead, unexpected losses, health crises, financial setbacks, betrayals, or emotional wounds that arise without warning. These are the unavoidable shadows of existence, but the essence of living a resilient life is not about avoiding these challenges. It's about preparing your mind to confront them, navigate them, and emerge wiser and stronger. Mental preparation begins with acceptance, not a passive resignation, but an active acknowledgement that struggle is part of the human journey. When you accept this, you stop being shocked by every hardship. Instead of asking, why me? You begin to ask, how can I grow from this? Resilience is built in the quiet moments before the storm. Practicing gratitude for the present, journaling your thoughts, building strong support systems, and engaging in mindfulness or meditation are tools to strengthen your internal world. The goal is not to become emotionless, but to become anchored. When chaos hits, those who are mentally prepared know how to pause, breathe, and respond rather than react. They've cultivated an inner voice that says, this pain won't last forever. I've endured before, and I'll endure again. And perhaps more importantly, they understand that suffering, while unwanted, is often the birthplace of strength, clarity, and transformation. Every painful moment offers an opportunity not for instant solutions, but for deeper awareness, for the breaking down of illusions, and for the rebuilding of a more authentic life. To truly prepare for the inevitable hardships that life throws our way, we must first dismantle the illusion that life is supposed to be smooth or fair. This idea, so often sold to us by media, stories, and even well-meaning advice, is one of the biggest sources of disappointment. Life was never promised to be easy. In fact, it was always going to be a test of endurance, of character, and of growth. The people who appear the strongest are not those who have never been broken, but those who have been broken and rebuilt themselves over and over again. Pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher. When we learn to stop avoiding pain and start listening to it, we begin to uncover parts of ourselves we didn't know existed. Every hardship holds a lesson, and those lessons shape us into people who are more compassionate, more grounded, and more aware of what truly matters. Mentally, this preparation begins by accepting everything changes. The good seasons will pass, but so will the bad. The joy you feel now may fade, but it can return in another form. The people you love may leave, but that space they occupied in your heart can grow into wisdom, appreciation, and new connections. By embracing change instead of resisting it, we make ourselves more adaptable, more resilient, and more at peace with uncertainty. Meditation teaches this by encouraging us to observe thoughts and feelings without attaching to them, letting them pass like clouds across the sky. This mental detachment doesn't mean we don't care. It means we're choosing not to suffer more than necessary. We learn to be present with pain without letting it define us. When hard times arrive, it's easy to panic, to feel like we're drowning in circumstances we can't control. That's when preparation becomes critical. Daily habits build the mental fortitude needed for these moments. Just like muscles, our minds grow stronger with consistent use. Reading about philosophy, journaling through emotions, practicing gratitude, or even doing something as simple as taking long walks alone, all these activities train the mind to stay centered when storms come. It's also important to surround ourselves with people who challenge us to grow. Support systems are not just about comfort, they are also about accountability. They help remind us of our strength when we've forgotten it ourselves. And still, even with all the preparation in the world, there will be days that knock the wind out of us. We may feel lost, overwhelmed, or like everything we've built is crumbling, it's in those moments that we must remember. Survival is a victory. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything right away. Sometimes, simply waking up and choosing not to give up is an act of great courage. Over time, those small acts of resilience compound. The people who seem unshakable have simply mastered the art of continuing when it's hard. They've felt despair and still chosen to keep going. That is the essence of true strength, not the absence of suffering, but the refusal to be defined by it. Moreover, when facing life's difficulties, it's helpful to reframe them as meaningful. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, wrote that those who survived the camps were often those who could find meaning in their suffering. Meaning doesn't erase pain, but it gives us a reason to bear it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this pain serve me or others one day? That question doesn't always have an immediate answer, but keeping it in mind changes your relationship with hardship. It transforms pain from something that happens to you into something that, in some strange and painful way, happens for you so that you may grow, deepen, and become more fully human.